there's the regulatory changes you talked about with non-lawyers being able to own equity in law firms now, and how that has changed in some states. Obviously, the elephant in the room is just AI and its impact on multiple aspects of the business, from search to intake to doing work to demand drafting, all this kind of stuff. Like what do you see as sort of the biggest opportunities and shifts, or maybe shifts in just how the whole ecosystem is working, and biggest opportunities or challenges ahead?
Yeah. I mean, the way I describe it to people is like regulatory change, AI. I mean, like the waters are really getting churned up. I think, selfishly, I will say that like, I think the opportunity is massive. It's really cool to be sitting in year 12 and of building this business, and to be more excited about the future than I was on day one, right? Now that's not to say there's some significant headwinds, but I do think that like this mix of headwinds and tailwinds, right? Like I think the tailwind wins out, and ultimately that those that are in a position and really seeking to capitalize on this can. As far as AI goes, the law is ripe for AI, right? It's this process-driven business that's based on a set of rules. I think it's tremendous. As with all things, I think that like we need to like take a step back and not overplay what AI can do today, and focus more on the incremental wins. And I have this conversation a lot with people. I mean, lawyers are scared right now, right? Especially small law, right? There's an influx of private equity money. There's regulatory change. There's AI, and they're like, I just went to law. I just want to practice law. And like, I empathize with that, because I do think it's a tough position to be in, to have to navigate these things that, you weren't trained to do. But there's a huge opportunity associated with that. And so I think those lawyers are like, oh my God, all the law firms are going to get bought up tomorrow. And, then robots are going to handle these cases, and there's going to be no jobs. We're a long ways off from that. I can't talk about AI as it relates to other industries, but I can talk about it as it relates to law. And I could tell you definitively that there are massive pieces of infrastructure missing that would ever allow a robot or an AI agent to handle a case from soup to nuts, right? Massive pieces of infrastructure, things that are going to take decades to build, right? That said, I do think AI can lend to much greater efficiency. And if I was a solo or small law firm, and this is what we're saying at Lawfty, and it's a lot of the conversations that you and I have had, is like, how can I use AI to reduce my infrastructure costs, right? How can I operate more efficiently? And that's what I think small business in general, as well as lawyers, should be focused on, is like, how do I use AI to increase my profit margin, which then inherently makes me more competitive, because I have more money to then go invest in whatever else I need to invest in.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. That's kind of the opportunity staring right in front of everybody, or everyone's got right in front of them, versus the like, AI is going to take all of our jobs opportunity / challenge.
I think there's people to like, hell, you look at our politics today, right? Like, I think we have a tendency to just talk in extremes.
Yes.
And like, and it's the internet really does all of us a disservice by this, right? Because they're feeding you this garbage. It's like incremental wins, and you're going to be okay.